Hey everyone, it's Shalyse with the Shannon Jones Team at Keller Williams Coastal Properties, and I'm here with Home Buying 101, and this episode is Debunking Home Buying Myths. So the biggest myth that you've probably heard of is that you'll need at least 20% for the down payment, which is not true. There are so many loan programs available and so many down payment assistance programs available that allow for as little as 3.5% down, and some even as low as 3% down. So please get that out of your head. If the down payment is your biggest hurdle and you're concerned because you don't have 20% down, don't worry about it. It's probably not going to make that much of a difference in your bottom line, and you can still get into a place at 3.5% down. Myth number 2 is that you need a super high credit score in order to qualify for a loan. And that's just not true. You don't need a super high credit score. You just need to have a decent score, and you can always talk to a lender and give them your thoughts on what your score is. If you've done some preliminary research on what your credit score is and what some of the hurdles on your credit report are, they can kind of guide you and let you know, here's what you should work on, here's where it needs to be. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be in this, you don't even need to even be in the 700s. So stay open-minded, try it out, see what you might qualify for. You can do that without running your credit and just by having a conversation. So that's myth number 2. Your credit doesn't need to be immaculate to buy a house. Myth number 3 is the best time to buy a home is in spring. I'm not really sure why people think this is a great time to buy a home. It might have something to do with the weather. It's what everybody always tells you. Buy a house in the spring, or that's just what we hear. But in fact, if you can buy a house any time of the year that works out for you, that is the best time to buy a house. And a lot of people think that, springtime is when there's going to be an abundance of houses and it's just a great time and there's deals, but that's not the case. In fact, a good time to buy a house, or a good time to start looking for a house, is during the sleepy season, especially in a market such as this, where there's a lot of people out looking for houses, looking to take advantage of the low interest rates. In between the holidays, not so many people are out looking at houses. So that might be a great way for you to get ahead of the competition and get out there and look at houses. So don't wait for spring. Buy a house when it's a good time for you. Whenever something that fits your criteria and it would happen to work perfectly for you, even if it's at a random time in the year, that's the best time. The best time to buy a house is when it's a good time for you. Myth number 4 is that you could potentially save a lot of money by working directly with a for sale by owner. And this just isn't the case. For sale by owners is usually an owner that has a set price for their house and may or may not have any experience in the real estate market and may or may not be in touch with what's actually going on in the local market specific to that house. And so when you deal with someone like that, you may not be able to negotiate based on the condition of the home, based on what another comparable home has sold for. So you may or may not save any money, but it definitely might not be the easiest route for you to deal with a for sale by owner. Myth number 5 is that all lenders are the same and they have the same rates, the same services, and that is just not true. Lenders are crucial to your success in a transaction, and they're crucial to your understanding and comprehension of what your loan entails and what different loan programs are available to you. It's super important to know all of your options and really understand how those options affect you, not only at this current moment when you close, but even down the line in the future. So if you're shopping for a lender, please, please, please consider those things. Not only who gives you the best rates, but who gives you the best service, and really make sure you understand all that's going on. So shop around. Last but not least is myth number 6. that you will immediately find your dream home, and that's the only time when you should buy the home, is when it hits every check mark. And that's very rare. In fact, few people find a home that fits every check mark and it fits in their criteria, their location, and in their price range. A lot of people do make compromises and learn to love the house and make the house what they want it to be. And not only that, build on the equity so that they're not wasting money on rent, and when they're ready and when they're able to, they can buy the dream home that does check every checkbox. And it's a good thing also to talk to your real estate agent and make sure they're an expert in the area, and tell them what your wants and your needs are, and they'll be able to tell you if that's even possible, or if there might need to be some adjustments with your criteria, whether that's the location, some of the features of the home, or in your budget. So, your first home might not be your dream home, but that's okay, because you'll be able to make it what you want, and you can build equity. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Shalyse with the Shannon Jones Team. If you have any questions about any of these methods, please feel free to let us know. We're happy to be a resource. Thanks again. Bye.